guys, Derek here, and today I want to go through some simple strategies to reduce sugar. Our diets today are just crammed full of sugar, and a lot of times we don't even know where the heck we're getting it from. And our bodies need some sugar to run properly. Your brain relies on sugar to run properly. So we do need some sugar, but the amount that we're getting these days is insane. And it's causing the obesity epidemic. It's causing lots of problems, diabetes, prediabetes, metabolic syndrome, syndrome X, you name it. And it's just causing tons and tons of problems. So let's look at a few ways that we can really quickly start to adjust our sugar content, okay? Let's have a look at this. So the first thing, let's learn to read the labels. So one of the things you have to remember on the ingredients list, not the facts panel, but the ingredients list, and it will be on the facts panel as well at the bottom usually, is it's going to have a listing of all the ingredients. The ingredient that is at the top of the list is what's got the greatest amount in whatever product you're looking at. So if sugar's in the top three, it's chock full of sugar. Okay. As the list goes on, less of certain ingredients are available in that food. Okay. Let's see. Sugar is often disguised. A lot of people don't realize this as other names. So when we're looking at the facts panel, if you look at this one, under the ingredients, it's got soy, grits, you got honey, that's sugar. You've got brown rice, honey, that's sugar. Cane syrup, that's sugar. What else do we got? Cane syrup again, that's sugar. So your ingredients, and this is on a very a brand that's well respected within the food industry as to be healthy for you. Now, not to knock this brand, it's probably better for you than a lot of them out there. But look at the sugar content. You've got soy grits, then honey. So that's one of your biggest amounts of ingredients in this product is honey. So you're going to have a lot of sugar. On the facts panel, it actually says 9 grams of sugar per 1 cup. So again, let's look at that. 1 cup of this cereal, nobody, unless you're my daughter who's 3, eats 1 cup of cereal. Usually you'll fill your bowl, load it up with milk, and you probably got 2.5 cups. So you're looking 20 plus grams of sugar at that point. Okay, so just something to be conscious of. Make sure you read the facts panels. There's other cereals out there with less sugar. Unfortunately, almost all cereals on the market are quite heavy with sugar and quite heavily refined. So not always the best option anyway. So that's why I picked cereal as an example. Okay, let's go back to the sugar. So another way to get rid of some sugar in your diet is drink some more water. Instead of drinking your fruit drinks, sport drinks, pop, soda, energy drinks, even sweet tea and coffee, and juices. A lot of people don't understand that your fruit juices, just a regular fruit juice that's 100% juice, is really high in sugar because it's compressed into a small amount. You get a lot of sugar in that. Okay, so let's look at this facts panel. This is an actual panel from 100% apple juice. So if you were to drink 1 full glass, you'd be getting 26 grams of sugar. Well, that's equivalent to a can of pop. I mean, obviously the fruit juice has other attributes to it that are good for you, phytochemicals and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, your sugar content, a lot of people don't realize, why am I getting so much sugar in my diet? How can I be a diabetic? How can I be pre-diabetic? A lot of times it's what you're putting in without adding the sugar. And a lot of us add sugar to our coffees and our teas and stuff like that. Okay? So this gives you an idea. Even just regular fruit juice, chock full of sugar, okay? So you always have to be aware of that. Next, okay, we're going back to cereal. So the reason I harp on cereal is, it's been pounded into our heads since I was a kid. I mean, I'm 42. When I was a kid, cereal was the food. You had to have cereal. It was good food. Or you had to have breakfast. And what's become commonplace is everybody thinks that cereal is pretty good for them. And what do you grab, especially if you're a bachelor like I was back in the day, what do you grab if you don't have anything else in the house? You grab a bowl of cereal, put some milk in, you think you just had a complete meal. Well, here's some problems with cereal. One, they're hugely full of sugar. And they're full of empty calories. It's like I said earlier, it's easy to eat way too much. Make sure that if you are going to eat cereal, make sure you're eating the ones that are made from whole grains without a whole bunch of sugar. And if you want to add some flavor to it, add fruit, nuts, even cinnamon. And if you absolutely need to get your sugar fix, what I use in replacement for sugar is stevia. And I find it works really well. I know some people don't like the taste and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's deal with getting your sweetness. Maybe you don't like the taste quite as much, but it's not going to give you diabetes. It's not going to give you a bunch of other problems and pack on the weight, okay? So be careful of the cereals. So choose fresh or reduced sugar options. Instead of getting juice that's pre-made, eat fresh fruit and veggies. So it's much harder to eat 3 apples than sit down and drink a glass of apple juice. So a glass of apple juice may be equivalent to 2 to 3 apples for sugar content, and the phytochemicals and everything in 1 apple is probably more than you would ever get in that glass of apple juice. Plus, all these ingredients that we talk about, your phytochemicals, antioxidants, stuff like that, they all work synergistically within the fruit. So if you take one out or you start changing the dynamic, it's not going to work as well. Make sure your packaged fruit is in water or the actual juice, not syrup. They'll trick you with that. Look at the sugar content. It triples it. Okay, dried fruits. Be careful with dried fruits, because when you dry the fruits, they have a higher sugar content than fresh fruit. Okay, jellies and jams are also really high in sugar. So buy the reduced sugar varieties if you're going to use lots of jellies and jams. Okay. Next, keep the sugar out of the kitchen. So do a pantry check. Do you have sugar? Do you cook with it? There's lots of different ingredients that you can use instead of sugar in your recipes. Stevia is one. You can use molasses sometimes, still a little bit high in sugar. Honey sometimes, still high in sugar, but more natural, it's not refined. There's lots of sugar-filled foods that are in your cupboards, okay? Now we looked at the facts panel, we know how to read that. You know how to go in and say, okay, let's get rid of this crap and start refining your pantry so that you don't have all the hidden sugars, okay? Hope that makes sense. Just a quick one on simple strategies, how to reduce the sugar. All right, guys? Take care. We'll talk to you soon.